What's going on, everyone? This is a 1990 4Runner 22Re. I just got done doing the EGR delete. If you guys are looking to do that, watch my other video. I'll link it in the video description. But this is just the overview of the aftermath of the installation. Very lots of great benefit of doing it because it's completely useless unless you live in a state where smog and emission is still applied. In Alaska, you don't need smog, or it isn't required. So why not remove it and make your engine bay much cleaner? That's the biggest benefit of doing it. Clean up your engine bay, makes it much more clean, easier to work on, easier to get to different parts that's actually important. So I will show you guys what it looks like and a quick rundown of what I remove. I'll go ahead and add some photos into this video at the end of this video. So first things first, let's start with the air box. At the air box here, you have your tube. There's a hose that goes from here to your air box. These caps are 3 1/4. You can get them from AutoZone. They're sewn in 2, so you might need 2 pair. You cap that off. What's the benefit of doing that? Well, the benefit is that now you can remove this tube without having to deal with this connection to the box. So if you just need to remove the tube, boom, you don't need to deal with the air box. The air box, leave it as is. You also go ahead and cap this. This goes to the EGR coconut. We call it the coconut whatever because it looks like a coconut. You'll see a photo at the end of the video what I'm talking about. So you go and cap that. So if you wanted to remove this to service it, you just unloose that, and kaboom, this comes out. You don't have to fight it with anything. It's not connected to the air box or to the coconut. Next thing, let's stay on this side real quick. We go ahead and move the air inlet injection. It's a tube that goes right here and then wraps around the back and then connects to the EGR. When you remove that, it's 3 bolts, and you go ahead and buy these block off plates. In the process of doing this, I think this bolt here was actually stripped, so when I was loosening it, I actually snapped the bolt, so half of it's still in there, so it's still sealed properly. So I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. That's why you see it missing, and now you have a nut and a bolt. Originally there's supposed to be a stud and there's supposed to be a bolt just like over here, but it is what it is. There's no leaks, there's no exhaust leaks, so that's all that matters. So that's the air inlet injection. We go ahead and remove the valve tree. I call it the valve tree because it connects all the hoses, all the vacuum hose. So with that removed, you have access to your thermostat, or it's much easier to access your thermostats and all your main component parts such as your injectors. And also if you need to remove your valve cover, it makes it so much easier to remove it without the hassle of having all those hose that wraps from here back and forth. So really simple. If you want to remove your valve cover, it's 4 bolts. You just remove your PCV valve and this hose right here, and kaboom, this thing pops right open. Here's what I did for the hoses. This hose goes from here to here. This hose goes from here to here. Go ahead and just cap that off. I just took the existing tube, cut it in half, or cut it to the desired length, cap that off. And with these two, you can go ahead and cap it off. If you're on a budget, this is what you can use. But if you don't like this style, you can make it more prettier. They do sell the cap off. AutoZone was just out of it. There's also 4 valves right here, or 4 tubes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and just cap them off to each other. And again, if this looks ugly for you, you can just go ahead and valve they actually sell the valve caps, or these tubes here that you can cap it off. Again, somehow AutoZone didn't have any, so for the time being I'm just using the original hose, and you can just cut them to length and cap it off. But basically, you don't have to deal with these hoses that was wrapping here to the tree line no more. So that's really right here. And then that coconut that I was talking about, that coconut sits right here, so it gets in the way of your air filter. Not your air filter, it gets in the way of your oil filter. So if you wanted to grab your oil filter, you can still do it with the EGR on, but it makes it easier now with it removed. Now you have access to your oil filter and anything down here. As we move on to this side, as we move on to the passenger side, right below the intake here, there's the reed valve. It's held on by 2 bolts. You go ahead and pop that out, and now you have access to your oil filter on this side too, and also you have access to your starter, which are far more important than the EGR. You also go ahead and recap the EGR, which is you remove these 2 bolts, and then also you cap down here. You guys see this triangular, you guys see that triangular piece with 3 bolts? This is a nut right here, and that's a bolt, and the one down there is a bolt. These are all 12 millimeters, so it makes it really easy. 12 mil, remove the valve with 12 mil, really easy. And that's basically it for the EGR delete. Make sure you guys check the photos at the end, and it'll show you guys all the components that I'm talking about. It'll make more sense. And also check out my other video where I actually explain how to remove it, and you guys will get a better picture of what I'm talking about. Now, you could go ahead and remove the charcoal canister too, but I decided to just leave it as is because I don't want to do any rerouting. And also, the charcoal canister, it's a good boy. He's just sitting at the corner by himself. He's not messing with anybody. So honestly, the charcoal canister can stay. So let me show you what I did up here. You also have these hoses here. So you have one hose that comes from the fuel pressure regulator. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. I want you guys to see this one so you guys don't cap it off. So you guys see this fuel pressure regulator right here? This right here, let me show you guys. You're gonna see that fuel pressure regulator. That's a bad shot right there. Let me see, right here. You guys see that right here? So that part is your fuel pressure. I believe it's called the fuel pressure regulator. But that has a vacuum line, which is this one, and you can plug it to any one. To be honest, there's three vacuums right here, and you can plug it to any one. And then these 2, I believe, are from the charcoal canister. Yes, so you can see right here, it goes to the charcoal canister. So 2 go into the charcoal canister. So you can leave the charcoal canister. I found out what that does. That basically basically filters the evaporation from your fuel tank. So that's basically all you have to do. And also, I also did something. There's this hook right here. This is your engine hook. So if you're removing your engine, this is where you hoist it. This piece goes right here, and it kind of blocks the valve cover. If you were to remove it, you might have to, like, it just creates space. So it's held by 1 bolt, and it's a 12 mil. And with all these empty slot right here at the intake, you can just put it right here for now. So it's a little storage area. You can just set it there, and then if you ever do remove your engine, you can put it back on. But the chance of you removing your engine is like once in a while, guys. It's not like you remove your engine tons of time, but you can put that hook there for now. And that's pretty much it, guys. EGR delete, super amazing mod to do. The biggest benefit of it is cleaning up your engine bay, making it much more enjoyable and easier to work on. So I hope you guys find this video helpful. I didn't film the process of doing it because I was actually doing it at 3 a.m. in the morning, because I found out that my part was arriving today. The block off plates were arriving today. So around 2 a.m. I was touring it apart, and then around afternoon when my part got in, I slapped it on, and now we're here with the running engine. And everything runs well. Did about 40 miles already on it, and everything runs well. And nope, like I say, there's no power difference, not really a gas mileage difference. But again, the biggest benefit is just cleaning up the engine bay, making it easier to work on. And all these are just extra bolts. They're leftover 12 millimeter bolts, and you can just screw onto your valve cover. If you don't care about the looks, you can just screw them on, because one day they might come in handy. So screw them on, and then keep them for spares. That's what I do. But other than that, guys, this is pretty much it. If you guys got any questions, or if you guys are stumped on something, if you guys are confused about something, let me know in the comments section below. And also, let me show you guys something real quick. You do go and unplug all the connectors that was connected to the valve, to the EGR, and basically this is what they look like right here. So all of these are disconnected. So you see the blue one, the red one, and then these 2 were already disconnected. I'm not sure what they go to, But basically you can just wrap it up, and eventually I'm gonna go ahead and put some electrical tape and wrap it up really nice and wrap up the connectors. And then you can just kind of tuck these right down here, and again they sit right there and they don't bother anybody. So that's what you do for those connector. If you do get a check engine light, which is very common after doing the EGR delete, there's this little thing. It's like this electrical piece thing where you plug into one end connector, and it basically just connects. I forgot what it's called, but you can look it up. And I actually did that on my old Toyota pickup truck and actually solved it. So maybe after a while the check engine light might come on, but if it does come on, that's the reason why. And you just buy that little piece. It's on eBay for like a couple cents, and just it basically just tells it basically tricks the computer that yes, you still have those connectors here. So that's a quick wrap. If you guys have any questions, again, comments down below, and hope you guys have a great day. This is the beautiful, awesome 22RE engine.